there's my review of Godzilla Minus One. You guys should know by now, I love Godzilla. So when Toho announced that they were making a new Godzilla movie which would be the star in the new Godzilla cinematic universe, you were really not excited. So now that you've seen Godzilla Minus One, this is the best and my favorite Godzilla movie. This movie is nothing short of a masterpiece. Even if you've never seen Godzilla movie before in your life, I still highly recommend this movie. First of all, the effects look amazing, particularly on Godzilla. And so he has just the right amount of Godzilla. You feel like you got enough Godzilla, but you want to see more of this Godzilla at the same time. A big complaint with monster/Godzilla movies in general is that the human characters are always forgettable and not that interesting. The same cannot be said for this movie. The characters in this movie are extremely likable. You actually want to see them succeed. And I actually was more interested in their stories than even Godzilla. Speaking of Godzilla, this Godzilla is absolutely a menace, and that's a good thing. I like Hero Godzilla, that's nice. But Scary Godzilla is so much better. This Godzilla is pretty scary. And it resembles quite a bit of the Godzilla 2000 Godzilla. I also love the roar this Godzilla has. You can hear the OG classic Godzilla roar, but with like a nice coat of something new added to it. And my favorite addition to this Godzilla is how the atomic breath works. Love how the dorsal plates actually charge up this time, actually like going basically upwards instead of just like turning blue, which they do, but still. I like that little nice little touch. And I actually do think the bluish kind of tone is the perfect color for Godzilla's atomic breath. But my absolute favorite thing about this Godzilla's atomic breath is how after the breath is over, after the atomic ray is done, it creates like a mushroom cloud of atomic energy, which is like, to my knowledge, no other Godzilla's ever done that before. And ties back into Godzilla's origins of being a metaphor for Hiroshima and nuclear bombs in general. So for this Godzilla, you don't have to worry about striking the actual ray itself, but the giant burst of energy and the mushroom cloud that comes after it. And it's like, between this film, that there's risk of radiation from Godzilla's energy rays just everywhere that blast went, which I don't think any Godzilla has ever done before, and I love. It adds another layer to Godzilla and makes him more of a threat. I know, but this one is going to get a sequel that they'll touch upon that and see what the effects that radiation does to people. You never know, maybe we get a Shin Godzilla moment with little Godzilla mutant babies. I'm just saying, it would make sense. It'd be weird for this movie since it doesn't feel like that would work, but hey, I can see it. And this movie is very emotional. I didn't cry. But I'll never know how I didn't cry. And most emotions come from the actors. Now this was actually a first for me, since it's the first time I ever saw in Japanese, with subtitles obviously, but I never experienced that in the theater before. I thought the acting was phenomenal, amazing. And the acting to me also feels very real, mainly because special effects are so good, but also it feels so exciting. There's really only a main few small issues I have with this film. That's like the director side of me coming out and being like, I think I would do that instead of that. That's just minor things though. So overall, Godzilla Minus One is a masterpiece, and you need to go see this movie. But now we're getting to spoilers, so if you're going to be spoiled, you know what to do. For one, I would love to see more backstory on some of these characters, but technically they could be taken as a plus, because it means I want to see more of these characters. And in the film, where she the main character's wife survived the atomic bomb blast radius thing. I thought that was interesting. I was kind of conflicted on when I first saw it. Like, I didn't know how to feel about that. I thought, oh, that's interesting. But I like it. But I think the director side of me would have kept her dead. I mean, if I was directing this movie, I would have kept her dead. Which is like, okay, good thing I didn't direct this movie then. But yeah, that was just interesting to me. I'm not sure how I feel about that actually still. I like it. It's nice. It's not a happy ending, which I like. But I feel like maybe she shouldn't have survived that. I don't know. That's just my thing. It's just my personal opinion. And this is a little bit of a theory, a film theory. But in that scene where we do find out she's alive, when the camera's panning away from her and going to the next scene, they stay on her neck, which has some scars on it, some damage, I assume, from, the blast, for a weirdly long amount of time. Maybe that's just showing the damage that she took from this, whole ordeal. But I feel like it was just weird. Someone who's a filmmaker myself, I feel like there's just a little bit too long of a pause on that certain thing. I don't know. I got the kind of vibe of Shin Godzilla, which was the previous Godzilla movie before this one, 2016, where basically after that movie, Godzilla evolves, and he keeps evolving throughout the movie, and at the end, there's little tiny human-like Godzilla creatures coming out of his tail. Of course, they stop him, that doesn't happen, but I got those vibes. Maybe this is leading to something else, like the radiation is like a mutation, sort of. That's a wild theory, and there's no evidence for it whatsoever. But I don't know, something about that long pause on that certain thing gives me those vibes. I'm wrong? Definitely, absolutely, 100%. But I can't help but get those vibes that was a really long pause. And of course, love the inclusion of the Godzilla theme. Every time I showed it, it gave me chills and goosebumps. I almost cried when it played. And finally, the reveal at the end of the movie where Godzilla is alive. Then we go, hey, yeah, I'm fine with that. This would have been a nice, neat, one-off movie, but if we get a sequel, oh yeah, I want to see more of this Godzilla. So Godzilla Minus One is a masterpiece. Go watch it. Beloved Godzilla, what do you guys think about it? Did you love it? Did you love it? Did you love it? And this was a perfect present for the 70th year anniversary of Godzilla. Bye guys for now. Bye, Thacker.